What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live for Geeks and Gamers Daily 199, Drunk 3PO. Welcome to the Rebellion, Pirate Channel, whatever else he has going on. All right, I think everything's working right. Jeremy wanted me to run this. Jeremy wanted me to run this through Streamlabs so we could get all the kick people involved. So I think we're good, despite me only having 2 screens and having to figure all this shit out. I think we're ready to rock and roll. The show is a little bit late and a little bit gay today, but we are off. Jay, what's up, man? How you doing?
I feel like I'm always here. I was like, the original schedule is, I think we're going to give Ryan off on Friday. And then you could fill in for him because he can get some rest. Well, it's Friday. Here we are.
Here I am. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, things have definitely changed.
I was here yesterday.
You were here yesterday?
Yeah,
you were like the day before yesterday. Pretty much always. That seems to be the case now.
Well, this is my last one for a good while, so because I leave bright and early tomorrow.
Oh, really? You're heading out tomorrow, huh? And then you're off. You're like gone for like a month or something, right? You're basically dead.
Yeah.
How's that gonna feel? Are you even gonna tweet or anything? Or are you just gonna like stay away from everything?
I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna take the apps off the phone and stuff and make sure. So we'll see.
Fuck that.
The problem is like you search Twitter, then you see news, and then it's like, oh, I need to make a video. Like how well, at least my routine. It's like, oh, you could talk about it. So it's like if I stop the snowball effect early, then maybe I could just get some work done. And
yeah, bro, if I disconnected for like 2 days, I feel like I'd go insane. Like, honestly would. I
probably will. So I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, but I'll be spending 2 days in the car anyway. So it's like 22 hours.
At least it won't be with me. At least it won't be with me. Like,
no, man, those are the best kinds.
Hi, Jay, you have such great memories of our road trips. I fucking killed a car like on that trip. Like my car was literally broken, and we somehow limped it like 30 hours combined. But that wasn't fun.
I don't know, man. It was like because you never knew what was gonna happen. It's like we were driving, conversation was kicking. I was laughing at Ryan's jokes, man. His music, everything was great. And then all of a sudden, you heard like a ding. The light would go off, and Ryan would get all mad. I'm like, cars like overheating and stuff. I'm like, well,
Jay was just vlogging for his Jay's Walking the Planet channel. As I'm like furious, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to buy a new car. Jay just thinks it's funny as hell.
Well, because every time we stopped on the side of the road, one of us had to pee. So,
I mean, if you're stopped anyway, like, what the hell? What are you gonna do?
And we were like, where are we? And it's like, well, this city's got trash everywhere, and this one doesn't.
Oh
I think the funniest thing ever was when we were in Dallas, and I wanted to see the JFK stuff, and we're like walking towards it. And I'm like, oh, that must be the window. And it was like, I was so off. It wasn't even close. I was like, that's where Oswald probably was right there. And we're like, man, we're not even close.
Yeah, we were 5 blocks away. We're like, oh, it must have happened here.
I'm like looking at the road. I'm like, yeah.
The thing that doesn't make any sense is there's like a big JFK memorial like right there. So you're like, okay. I guess they probably would have put this at least somewhere close to where this shit went down. But no.
Yeah.
Happened forever away.
I know. I'm like, yeah, this looks like the movie. I remember that's probably the road there. And it's like.
I made Jay stand in the street while we did it too. So that was fun.
And there was a sign that's like, please don't stand in the street.
Who the fuck's going to stop you? No big deal.
I know.
But I do
Especially when you put a big X in the middle of the road, someone's going to stand on it. That's just how it is. So.
Yeah, it's like 1 shot, 2 shot. It's like, how could you not? Of course, 3 shot from. We stood behind the fence on the grassy knoll, so that was fun. Good times. But we do have some. I already see some super chats coming in. Yeah, Jeremy's probably gonna be hit or miss on Fridays. Kind of how I think, just because Friday we're trying to give each other a couple days off, so we're not doing this grind every single day. Instead, we make Jay do the stream every day. It's basically.
I know.
It's basically what is turned into. Square root of 47 equals D-Day Cobra for 2, and her cat's name was Bonus Hole. Yeah, Jay, what do you think about bonus hole now being used as a term for vagina?
I don't like it, man. That's not supposed to be the bonus, is it?
Yeah, like it depends what perspective you're talking about. If you mean in terms of an extra one that not everyone has, like if you include men, I guess that would be the bonus.
Okay. That's
But
true.
yeah, if you're just talking about like intercourse, I don't think that would be considered the bonus hole.
Yeah, that's not the bonus.
And you got to think from their perspective, Jay.
I got you.
Blake Barrett for 2. Ryan orders number 4. Culver's given number 7. Coincidence? Yeah, everyone is all about this. Jeremy's actually like a secret like Freemason or doing something with all these numbers. So yeah, I can confirm. I saw some people.
That was weird. Did you hear any of that stuff?
No, I try to pay as little attention to a lot of that shit as possible.
Yeah.
I saw some people because Jeremy, I don't know what he did. When we went to Tampa yesterday and met with Benny Johnson. That was great. Shout out Benny. Benny's fucking killing it right now. His channel is out of control, and he's a great dude. But we went and met him, and Jeremy did something. I don't know what he did with his hands, and someone's like, "What kind of symbol is that? Is that like a demonic symbol that he's putting up? Why would anyone naturally do that?" Because what are you supposed to do? Taking pictures is one of the worst fucking things in the world. I hate it because what do? Do you just stand there with your hands at your sides looking like a goof? Do you put them in your pockets? Do you do something? Thumbs up, point to the it's fucking miserable. I hate it.
Yeah.
So that was
I'm with you on that one.
That's what we found ourselves in the other day. Or do you
the
put
more
your
pictures
hands
I
on your
take,
hips? I don't know.
Yeah, the more pictures I take, the more retarded I look. So less is better.
Well, hey, what are you going to do?
I see you on Instagram, though. You get the shades on, the hair is nice and combed, and you're like, I'm in Tampa. So
that's true. I was like, I might as well post something to Instagram.
Might as well, right?
I want to try to get Instagram to 10K. So we'll see.
I've been stuck on 9,400 for about a year.
Yeah, I haven't posted there much. So we'll see. I know, and then everybody, I get all these people fucking zooming in on my sunglasses, right? That are like, "Hey, I can see you taking the picture." Who the fuck else do you think is gonna take a picture? Of course, shockingly, it's a picture of me doing this. I can't believe you're holding the fucking phone in your hand. Of course I am. Who else is going to? Anyway, there it is. There, Jeremy's throwing up that symbol again, that demonic symbol in the chat. I see D-Day Cobra. I think we're still...
Can't see the chat because he decides not to use StreamYards, so nothing comes in the chat on the corner like it used to.
Hopefully we're still doing okay over on Kick, over on Rumble. Hopefully there's no buffering or anything. I think it looks okay for right now. At least I'm not getting any warnings or anything like that, so that's always a good thing. Gary's Wizard Beer for 2. Did you see Gary with the garden shears and QBG? Yeah, apparently Gary ended Quarter Black's...
I saw
what is that thing called? Man bun? He ended it permanently. I gotta watch.
He used like
garden shears.
Cut bushes with. Yeah, garden shears. I was gonna say bush cutters, but I'm like, no, it's not.
Bush cutters.
Not the proper term for that.
That's right. Bush cutters. Carnage Undone for $10. How the media is portraying Sound of Freedom is so despicable. Keep up the great work. Hail chat. Hail to the 199. I would have seen Sound of Freedom yesterday if I hadn't had to go to Tampa. And then, let's see. Jed says you don't see Rumble live at all. I see it. That's weird.
See, I don't mind being a guest. Like, Brian's got to deal with all that crap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, making sure everything is moving and grooving while I'm just here going...
Let's see. Let's see if I can do a little checking here. I might have just put it on the wrong thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I put it on the wrong fucking Rumble channel. That's my bad. That's all right. It is live. We are live over on Rumble. So there's 42 people watching, but we're live over there. So don't worry. St. Bowser's over in the Rumble chat. The other night, Cobra Cast ended with Jeremy saying 47 over and over. After the stream ended, I went to YouTube, and the first video was Comics Division, posted 47 minutes ago. Well, hey, there you go. We are live on Kick. Can confirm we're live on Kick. So, yeah, Sound of Freedom. I would have seen that yesterday if we hadn't gone to Tampa. I wanted to see it today, but I don't know if I can sneak it in between this show and Friday Night Tights. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. The energy for it is awesome. The fact that this is something that Disney had an opportunity to put out there, that Disney could have actually made money on, but they refused to put it out, that they shelved it. That is ironic to say the least. That instead of putting out Sound of Freedom, they put out Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which is going to lose them $250 million at the box office. Instead of this movie that obviously has a very good message about combating child trafficking in it, that movie may make money in its opening week at the box office. $14 million budget on that thing. Already, after 2 days, was sitting around $18 million. Who knows what it'll be by the end of the weekend. But I don't know if you've seen it yet. Have you, Jay?
I have not. I had some reservations just because, like, I know it's like that's gonna be a tough one to watch.
It's gonna be heavy.
Like
it's gonna be really heavy.
We talked about it yesterday. Had to deal with some of that stuff in my time in Haiti after the earthquake because like thousands of kids were kidnapped from that island and sent all over the place. So after that earthquake happened, it's just the Operation Underground Railroad. I have met those people. I met those people like that one time before. Nothing major, but they were in the area when all that stuff was happening. So crazy stuff, man. But yeah, also like I know there were people in the chat yesterday saying that might be too hard for me to watch because I have children and stuff. And if that's the case, they do have an option where you can buy a ticket for somebody else on their website.
And that was one of the things that, obviously 4th of July weekend, that total number that came in on 4th of July was ahead of Indiana Jones for 4th of July. Technically, they didn't really beat them like head-to-head on Tuesday. That included Monday previews, and it also included, obviously, those charitable donations that will be used at some point in the future. So, obviously, a lot of caveats. It doesn't matter. It's an embarrassment for Disney.
A huge embarrassment.
That, this movie that was made so long ago that is on a micro budget is competing with them and beating them if you look at the per theater basis. It's absolutely a stunning, shocking embarrassment for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which we're going to get into because now we have projections for the weekend that aren't looking very great for it either. But it's really cool to see a lot of the energy. Sometimes when it comes to these type of movies that obviously have a big like kind of grassroots independent push for it, or like faith-based movies, stuff you might see like that might not have the huge widespread appeal. Sometimes those movies can be a little bit front-loaded and not have a ton of legs. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of energy out there for it. I think the very fact that it did beat them is going to draw more eyes of people who had initially no idea what was going on with this movie, and that's a really good thing.
That's what I was saying yesterday. Like people that check the box office are interested like that, and they're like, "What the heck? What movie is that? How the heck did that thing just come in at number one?" It's like and make people wonder, even more curious to see, like, maybe this is something I should check out. They're doing their very best to, the actors and everyone involved to try to get, awareness for people to come and watch the film. And so I like appreciate people that are retweeting it and talking about it in different live streams and things like that to try to get the word out. I think it is very interesting that with a name of Indiana Jones and the marketing budget and, this mega corporation pushing it in all avenues. Like we were showing how they even had it on like the subway system in New York. Like the little chime would go off, and this little non-budget film out of nowhere that really didn't have much of a marketing budget except for word of mouth and the actors and everyone appearing on every show that will have them. Is doing this well. It's just, you put something out there, man, like that people might want to see or are curious in seeing, things like that, and people will go. To me, I think that's the biggest thing at all. It's like you spent 100, you said about maybe 120 million they spent on marketing.
150 million is probably around the marketing budget for this.
Yeah. So what if you had a guess, what do you think the marketing budget would have been for The Sound of Freedom?
Really low. Like almost non-existent, right?
Yeah.
Because guess what? One of the biggest viral things they got advertising-wise was Mel Gibson doing a little video. Right? That's nothing. Like Mel Gibson wants this to succeed because he cares about Jim Caviezel. He cares about this message. Like it's not like they're paying. It's not like The Flash, right? Where they go out there, they're like, hey, random Hollywood celebrity, can you please tweet out how this is the greatest comic book movie ever? That's not what this is. Right? This is something
That's
that is
that's
word
what I'm
of
saying.
mouth. Yeah.
Pretty telling.
And the fact that 20th Century Fox owned the distribution rights. That's how all this started. When Disney bought 20th Century Fox, it's not like Disney developed it and then decided they don't want to do it. Disney bought 20th Century Fox. The rights to this came along with that, and Disney shelved it. They didn't want to put it out. So then they had to really, really fight for a long time for the rights to have this movie be seen by people. And so now it's
wild.
here. You got to feel good for everybody that was involved in it, to struggle for that long to even get what you made out there. So
have you seen
awesome.
what the media's calling this film?
There's a lot of it out there. Like there's a couple really bad articles like that are this appeals to QAnon, 4chan conspiracy theorists, far right propaganda. Yeah. It's like it is obviously it's hyperbolized because it's a movie, but it is based off reality, right? This is a real person. This is actually what he did. So it's not like it's a conspiracy that these things happen around the world. But yeah, the connection to the far right is pretty mind-boggling.
The best take from, I think it was that weird Jezebel article that's been floating around, and paraphrasing, it was just like, you don't want to show, if you kidnap a kid that's been kidnapped, aren't you being a kidnapper as well? And you're just kind of like, what? Like, did you really write that?
How do you know they want to go home? How do you know they don't want to be sold into the sex slave trade? Did you ask their consent before you rescued them? Yeah, it's fucking incredible, dude. Absolutely insane. But yes, we have been seeing that carnage undone. Andrew CR, hail the 199, aka the Cult 47. Is that what we're doing now? Is 199 over? Is Cult 47 taking over? We're have to tear down Jeremy's 199 numbers.
Yeah.
And put up 47. We might.
I'd rather have a Colt 45.
That's right. Square root of 47 equals D-Day Cobra for 2. Much love, Jay.
Thank you.
Cap 10 Cook with a number 10 in the middle. Becomes a channel member. Welcome to the 199. Welcome to Cult 47. Square root of 47 equals D-Day Cobra for 2. LGBT doctor name Vajayjay to bonus hole.
What a wild! This is a wild chat, man.
Yeah, you guys are.
I need to pull it up. I can't.
You guys are weirdos. June Wong for 5. Is it like skeet ball? Do you get you get it in there to win the bonus? You'll have to ask these people. Lord Baratheon for 199. Have you guys seen the Deadpool 3 plot leak? I haven't seen the plot leak. I've basically just heard it's a multiverse movie, basically like Flash. I actually think, ironically enough, it might end up being perfect because it's coming at a moment in time where people are fucking tired of the multiverse shit. Like they're done. They've had enough of it. And if Deadpool 3 is just a movie making fun of all of it, that could work out really well. Like I agree. Perfect timing if that happens. And we're hearing stuff like Ben Affleck back as Daredevil. It'll
just be a goof, right? Like they'll just goof on all that.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Channing Tatum does a thing as Gambit, right? Like if they do it and it is just making fun of all of it, it would work. It could work pretty well.
That would be, man. If they were to score like Tom Cruise's Iron Man, that would be pretty funny.
That would be wild.
Because he was like, you remember the rumors going on? He was supposed to be in Multiverse of Madness, that he might, like what the Flash did, like those little fast scenes of multiverse stuff. I think that'd be great. What they should do if they really want to make it funny is put Nick Cage in there as somebody.
Just really go all out.
Goof on the Flash. Just put Nick Cage
goof on the Flash. That'd be great. I mean, speaking of Multiverse of Madness, this article popped up the other day. Take a look at this. This is pretty interesting. We've been talking about how out of control Marvel and Disney's budgets have been for a while. When you look at the MCU, when you look at the massive disappointments, Thor, Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, they had these massive budgets. But one thing that people pointed to was, Multiverse of Madness almost made $1 billion. on a $200 million budget. Well, as we're finding out, the budget was a lot more than they initially reported. They said it was $200 million. This was last year when this thing came out. Turns out it's $300 million. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness cost almost $300 million before marketing. And originally, $200 million budget. They actually spent $350 million on it and had a $50 million UK tax break because they filmed enough of it in the UK to qualify for that. That's what these new numbers are showing us. That on top of the probably, again, around $125 to $150 million marketing budget for this movie, that means that despite it making $950 million at the worldwide box office, that it barely broke even.
That is crazy. So if those are the numbers, then maybe we haven't got the official numbers from some of their other films either, because maybe they're a little embarrassed to share that, hey, we made about 10 million bucks on this film, even though it did like $1 billion in the box office. That is wild, man.
And this is
wild.
This is one of the things a lot of people have been talking about. There are people who work very closely with Marvel Studios, even on some projects that they have on Disney Plus right now, who have come out and said they don't really put in the reshoots into these budgets that they're putting out there. Like the production budget, oftentimes, most of the time when you see it put out there, it doesn't include any of the reshoots or extra work that they did. So this makes a lot of sense considering all the different things that went into it, all the chaos surrounding this movie, all the reshoots they did, that they actually spent $350 million and got that $50 million tax break. Like, if this is your business strategy, it's destined to fail. If you're spending this much money, how is it supposed to succeed? It's laughable.
Yeah, and obviously, they ain't making money on merchandising either. So I don't see the little kids, boys and girls, playing with the Doctor Strange action figure. So I don't know, man. That is wild that they would make a bunch of films to break even, barely make a little bit, to limp over that finish line and say, this is a win. This is a win for all of us. We won. Look at that. And then, like, on top of it, like what you pointed out a month ago that a lot of people missed is like, well, it'll make money maybe because we'll sell it to streaming, but they're just selling it to themselves. We'll sell it to Disney Plus, and then that'll make money on top of it, so we'll be successful. All that has to like take into account. It's one hand to the other. That's wild, man. Yeah. There's no way if you had a business that this could be sustainable, especially. I don't know. I've been saying this. I just think the Indiana Jones movie is going to be. I just think I'm not saying it's going to be a good change. I just think something's going to change. They could come out and cancel all the projects coming up. They could come out and just say, hey, we're going to slow things down a bit. And hey, we're going to restructure some things. We're going to look at stuff, because like even the park, like we talked about it yesterday with Jeremy. It was like even the parks, like we're going through the July 4th numbers.
Worst in a decade.
Yeah. And that's going on a discounted ticket too. So that's pretty insane.
It's wild. The fact that it was the slowest, right? The slowest 4th of July.
Yeah. The wait times were the lowest in decades. And, and then the people were the Disney people were like, well, it was really hot. That's why people didn't want to go.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this. 4th of July, it's never usually very hot in Florida. So this is really weird. All right. No one was expecting that. That's why no one came out.
Yeah, but then we went and showed the wait times at Universal, and they were all over. They were all like over an hour.
Yeah, people were fucking miserable, sweating their asses off at Universal, but at least they weren't at Disney. That's how they felt about it, I guess. I also saw there was an article with some people that were saying they didn't feel it was patriotic enough. They didn't feel like they went out of their way enough to show, red, white, and blue and like all this stuff. So I don't know if that obviously
Disney. Well, Universal doesn't really do too much.
I'm talking about Disney.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like if they were to compare the two, it's kind of weird because Universal doesn't do too much because I think it's where their area they really can't do massive fireworks. They just get a couple like one-offs here and there, like they've done every now and then, but they've never been able to do like a show like Disney. But yeah, it's, I mean, they did a jet flyover.
That's cool.
I mean, that was about it. So, you know,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool.
who
I
knows,
guess.
man? Who know? I also like yeah, I think people after a lot of people after the lockdowns, once things were opened up, they I think they spent a lot of money to go on trips, and now it's like I can't. I'm not going. So I do you how much do you think like the you know, like what's going on like with inflation and everything has something to do with the box office? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
What do you mean? You mean in terms of the
Just
economy in
like people just
general?
can't afford to go, like, you know, like they're nervous about the economy and stuff like that. So like do you think that's a smaller percentage, or people just like, I've just had enough?
That's a factor. There's no doubt that it's a
Yeah,
factor. But it's not like people aren't going to things that they want to see. Like Mario,
that's
1.3
true.
billion, Top Gun Maverick 1.5, Avatar, The Way of Water, right? Like the third biggest movie of all time. People are going to things if they think it deserves their money. I do think there's a difference in ways that people are spending their money right now. I think that people are way less hesitant to give Hollywood the benefit of the doubt. People are not likely to be like, hey, you know, it's a random Friday. Let's just go see a movie. I don't know what's out. Well, that looks like it could be okay. I guess let's go see it. They don't fucking do that anymore. I think those habits have changed for people, and I don't think it's strictly an economy thing. I think it's they've been burned so many times by Hollywood. I think people are tired of the same old shit. They're tired of these piss poor productions. They're tired of being shown their characters get humiliated or defeated or broken down or whatever. And they're no longer willing to just take a risk on something if they think the odds are pretty good that they're not going to enjoy what they're getting. So in the case of Indiana Jones, I think the reason you're having such this big fall off, it isn't because, well, obviously it's because the movie was bad. In the first weekend, people like they might go out to judge for themselves to see if that's actually the case. There was no hype because people didn't believe that it was going to be good based on what they were
Yeah.
shown. The fact that it looked like Phoebe Waller-Bridge was dragging around an old, beaten up Harrison Ford. The fact that a couple people had said that's probably where this is going and you might not like it. They're like, I'm not even going to give it a chance. I have no interest in seeing this. And you get a 40% fall off from Crystal Skull. And ticket sales are even worse. Ticket sales opening weekend for Crystal Skull versus Dial of Destiny are down about 59%.
That's wild, man.
All those people couldn't have died off, right? Obviously, it's an older generation. But that's also the problem. You see a lot of these articles out there that are blaming the failure of Indiana Jones on, well, they weren't able to capture the young audience. No shit, right? You tried to do that by inserting what? Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Is that how you try to appeal to the younger generation? But the generation that does want this, that does support it, that will go out there and spend money, you told them to go fuck themselves. So yeah, you don't have the audience you're trying to cultivate that's not interested, and you don't have the audience that you abandoned. So you're left with a steaming pile of shit. I don't know. I don't remember.
I also think streaming had an effect on like just like what you said, that people are choosing what they want to spend their money on, because if they're like, you know, we can just wait, it'll be on TV in a few months, so no worries. But if it's something that they're excited for, yeah, they'll go spend money to see. I guess we'll find out. Mission Impossible's coming. Barbie.
Are you excited for Barbie, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Vietnam's not happy because of a random drawing of the South China Sea.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They're deciding if they're going to show the film or not.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
wild.
I don't know what Vietnam's box office is typically like. So we'll see. I guess I'm not sure.
Could be the tipping point, man.
That Barbie's going to be the tipping point.
No, not showing the film in Vietnam.
Oh, maybe. Where am I? Over here. Super chats. Mazit Wazad for 5. I got a Trump coin for Jeremy at Shopette on Post. Now I just need to catch him at a meetup. Fuck Disney, fuck Lucasfilm, fuck Marvel, and fuck DC. Hail Geeks and Gamers. Thank you, Mazit Wazad. Butter Biscuit for 5. Great stream yesterday, Jay. Thanks for keeping me laughing while I was struggling in the heat outside. World needs more Jay and Beardo streams.
Oh, thank you. It was fun.
Psychmonger for 5. I posted a video on Discord for purchasing tickets for Sound of Freedom with the QR code at the end. Hey, check out Discord for Psychmonger. Tyrant Lizard for 2. Listening while stranded on the side of I-94. Hey, Jay would really enjoy that road trip if you're stranded on the side of the road there. Hope everything works out for you. Hope everything works out.
Same. I thought they were fun.
Lord Baratheon for 199. Did the new Deadpool suit leak? Yeah, there's pictures out there of Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool suit. It looks a little bit, just a little bit more red as opposed to kind of the burgundy.
Yeah, it's a little bright,
but looks fine. Jay's Salty Taint for 199.
Hey,
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of Crystal Boobs. It's weird.
I missed that one, but hey,
Crystal Boobs, huh? Luka Pilipovich for $5. I'm seeing your boy Zach desperately trying to run defense for Indy 5, so the movie would do $1 billion. I have no idea what he's trying to achieve. He's terrible when it comes to talking about movies, in my opinion. But, Super Bass for 5. Jordan Peterson had a really good interview with Jim Caviezel on Sound of Freedom. Nice. Very cool. Incoherent Turd for 199. Summer didn't exist till climate change, you bigots.
That's all right. You got us there. Florida was always wonderfully cool.
I like how CNN ran some headline that's like, yesterday was the hottest day in the history of the world or something. Like, one, no, it wasn't. But two, even back in the 80s or something, I think you had higher average global temperature. So, hey, what are you going to do? That was back when they said we were going to have an ice age. Remember, Jay? You were probably old enough to remember that.
Yeah. We were supposed to have an ice age, a heat wave. By this time of year, the whole ice caps were supposed to melt, and Florida was going to be underwater.
It's going to be like Waterworld, like a Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah. We're supposed to have a Waterworld.
The Submariner.
I've heard it all. I even heard because of climate change was going to trigger the rapture of Jesus. So I'm like, I don't remember that in the Bible, but
bring it on, I guess. Sci-Fi's Life for 2. Did you see the Sailor Superman clip in Young Slade? I don't think I saw Sailor Superman. No. What the fuck is this name? Triple? I don't know what this is. Saw 95 opening night in Sydney. Only 10 people there. Yeah, it's not a lot of people going to this thing. And it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of people going to it. Might as well share this here while we have it. All right. Indiana Jones may lose more money than The Flash as summer now lags behind 2022. From the moment this thing came out, I think it was pretty obvious when we saw the budget, when we saw the marketing, when we saw how much they had spent for Indiana Jones. We all pretty much knew it wasn't going to make any money because it would have had to hit $900 million to break even. But I'm not sure, Jay, even in our wildest dreams, if we thought it was going to be this bad. If we thought we'd be talking about a $250 million loss for Disney. But right now, as it sits, that's probably what this thing is going to lose, if not more. And shockingly, somehow, finally, you got article or places like CBR saying what we've been saying for years now. Indiana Jones 5 suffers from Hollywood's current box office problem. It needs a box office blowout to make back its massive budget. Very common in post-pandemic Hollywood. Yes, they're spending too much money. They're spending way too much fucking money on these movies. You can't expect to spend $300 million and then an extra $150 million on marketing and think that's going to be a profitable business model. And really, look at the mainstream starting to come in face reality.
I know.
Disney's harsh new reality, costly film flops, creative struggles, and a shrinking global box office. Welcome to last year when we were saying this shit. And we were told, no, everything's perfectly fine. You can't escape reality. And here's the weekend box office forecast. Indiana Jones looking at a $28 million second weekend.
Oh.
Listen, the hold would only be, 53% drop, which if it was a normal opening, if they made $100 million, that opening weekend, you had a 53% drop. You might think, hey, that's not too bad. This is bad because if you start off like that, you need an incredible hold. You need something like Avatar. You need something like Top Gun Maverick hold-wise. That is not this. This movie's dead. This is its only weekend that it could have possibly made anything up because you got Mission Impossible. You got Oppenheimer. You got Barbie coming right down the line. This thing is done. It's over for them.
Yeah, and I like the after the first weekend, the marketing, they were like, go watch Indiana Jones, the #1 movie in the world. And you're just like, I'm like, I saw those commercials like on YouTube and Twitter. It's like, oh man, pretty that's pretty rough. That is like, if they made a movie that cost $100 million, then maybe they could celebrate. But holy crap, this is. I wonder what the remember the Flash had like a massive theater dump. You know, they were just like, I wonder if that's going to happen after this week. This is basically, like you said, their last weekend.
Yeah, you're going to.
And then after that, it's like, we got to make room for all these films coming up.
You're probably going to see it. Like, as we look at Dial of Destiny right here, obviously, those are not numbers that they were hoping for when it came to 4th of July and 4th of July, long weekend with the Monday, considering something like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, right? And we got to make this. It's crazy that we're making comparisons to Crystal Skull because it came out in 2008, and Dial of Destiny is doing so much worse considering how much more tickets are now. But this is where we're at. Look at what that movie did, not just opening weekend, right? $100 million opening weekend. Look what it did on Memorial Day Monday, right? A holiday Monday in May. $26 million it did on that Memorial Day. Whereas Dial of Destiny, cheaper. 11 million for its
holy
holiday.
Crap.
Like that's a nightmarish scenario for them, and they cannot recover. It will be another massive failure. And to your point about will it change things, I really do think that if this had just randomly happened, it might have been like a huge thing. Oh, like, hey, we got to change everything. This is everything right now for Disney's failing. Everything for them. So I think they need a top to bottom restructure. They're trying to rein in spending. They're firing thousands of people. They're cutting a bunch of content to try to take tax breaks. They're demolishing the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. They're trying to cut $5.5 billion in spending. They are already on this warpath to try to curb all this excess spending. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the fallout of this will be. Kathleen Kennedy, of course, talk of the town. A lot of us for years have said that Kathleen Kennedy, once she got done with Indiana Jones 5, some point after that would probably be when she would be ready to step away from Lucasfilm. Will that be sooner rather than later? I guess we'll find out. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. The next person to take over Lucasfilm is going to have the same ideology as her, to be quite honest with you. But this could end up being the worst flop in Disney history.
I just wonder what they're going to blame it on. That's the thing. Every time they put out bad stuff, they blame it on something. Fans, racism, white supremacy, like just the typical checklist. Angry people on YouTube, that was the problem. But I just don't know. This one baffles me. What could they blame it on? Not reaching a younger audience? Is that what that's going to be the spin?
Harrison Ford just doesn't have it anymore. He can't reach a younger
audience.
Oh,
man.
I don't know. Some dumb shit like that.
That's wild. That's wild.
Again, I've seen stuff like that. I've seen stuff blaming it on, hey, they weren't able to capture the young audience. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You have to know your audience. Something like James Bond also appeals to an older audience. You have to cater to that audience, the audience that cares about it, the audience that actually has nostalgia. Zoomers don't know who Indiana Jones is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, from Crystal Skull until now, they did nothing with the character. I think, like I said, there might have been a Lego game. I can't remember, but they really did nothing with the character.
If there was, you probably played it.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it's like it's to keep it fresh in people's minds or whatever. So it's like, yeah, the only people that are really going to know Indiana Jones are the people that watched it in the 80s and that grew up loving it, things like that. So, of course, why would a younger audience go see an old man? not understand like what the like and be like, well, what's the appeal to this film? I don't get it. So, yeah, but there you go. You're right. They don't know their audience. They don't know how to put together good stories. They think they're the smartest people in the room, and they pat themselves on the back for greatness. And they're like, yeah, we could make one of the most expensive movies of all time. It's Indiana Jones. People will watch it. Just slap that name on there. Slap Lucasfilm's name on there. People will come. Trust us. We know all about that. That's how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Doesn't work anymore.
I think that my idea for this movie was like infinitely better than what we got. And I think that would have been like a reasonable, like, I think a lot of people would have enjoyed it. To see a happy Indiana Jones, an Indiana Jones who's successful in life, somebody who's done all these great, incredible things, someone who's so accomplished, living out the twilight of his life, but very proud of everything that he's done and happy with the people that he's with and things like that. You could take that person and still make them go on an adventure. They don't have to be a loser piece of shit in order to have some, come to Jesus moment.
It's just what they do with their old established characters. Luke Skywalker, let's make him a loser. Han Solo, let's make him a loser.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, let's make him a loser. That's the story arc everybody wants to see.
Pilgrim Media.
Next, Jack Sparrow. Is Jack Sparrow next? That's what they're going to do?
Well, they're probably hoping Johnny Depp will come back. That's what they're praying for before they figure that out. Pilgrim Media for 2. My childhood Disney's become a cancer. Sad. Yes. Taker for 2. Indiana Jones and the erection of dysfunction.
Well,
I can't get it up. Damn it. Clapper of Cheeks for 5. I'm late, so I might have missed it. Why aren't you streaming Rumble? I am streaming Rumble. I just went to the wrong fucking channel. So we are streaming on Rumble. It's just, it's like the Geeks and Gamers account as opposed to the Geeks and Gamers channel. So that's my bad. We got like 80 people watching us over there because I did the wrong thing. So fuck me, but we are live on Rumble. Fly You Fools for $20. Long time, first time. Jay, please stop making your streams private after they're done. Not all of us can catch it when they're live, but it would be cool to listen after the fact. Thanks. Hail Geeks and Gamers and the Fellowship.
So yeah, I normally keep them unlisted for about 4 days, and then I don't private them. They go to members. So yeah. So sorry that you might have missed an older one, but hey, become a member of the channel, and you could listen to them all. They're all there. But that's normally in my rotation, so I'll leave them unlisted for about 3 or 4 days for people to watch that aren't members, and then I turn them over for member only access. So
there you go. Crunchy Beaver for 5. I've been watching my local theater's website. Except for the late shows, Sound of Freedom is basically sold out all weekend already. That's wild. I guess I'm going to have to go either tonight after FNT or Saturday, one or the other, because I have to see it. SBZ for 5. I heard today is the last day before Jay leaves Geeks and Gamers to do more important things. He becomes too big for us. JK, please come back soon and good luck.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I leave tomorrow. I'll be back like 25th, I think, maybe the 27th. We'll see. Be a nice little break.
Galaxy Red is saying something about, let's see, the Superman transforming to Sailor Moon. I guess that was what that chat was about earlier. I guess I can see if I can find it. DC. Let's go to DC's Twitter. DC official. My Adventures with Superman. Oh, this one? This is weird. I guess we'll look at it for a second. I think we can do this. There we go.
This needs something more. A belt? Definitely shorts.
You don't think people will recognize me?
What?
Yeah, this looks terrible.
What? What is that? That's Superman?
This is Superman, yeah. Everything I've seen about this new series looks really dumb. I don't understand why they have him transforming like this. But hey, I'm not gonna watch this piece of shit series. So there you go.
What? So now He doesn't like go into the phone booth anymore and
No,
like
you don't
change his
need no
clothes
phone
and
booths.
super
Well,
speed, super speed.
To be fair, I don't know if phone booths exist anymore.
I know. I was just
in
being,
general. But yeah,
yeah.
just go into an alley somewhere. Like that'd be great. Just like Superman goes into an alley in Metropolis. There's some homeless dude leaning up against the wall jerking it, and like he changes his clothes. I think that'd be
That was the
appropriate.
coolest thing about Superman, though. He's running. It's like dun 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 dun
Da-da-da.
dun 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 dun. Dun. That's
Mhm.
awesome. You just can't. Ah, that's terrible.
No, now it's
That's
just
the greatest.
Like,
That's the greatest thing ever. He's in a suit. Is like, boom. That's what guys do, man. Like you see football players used to do that.
Cam Newton, bitch.
Cam
ass.
Newton did that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's still cool though. It was like
It was cool. It was
Superman.
Cool. Cam Newton be down. It'd be down 45-7. He'd fucking rush into touchdown.
I
2 minutes
know,
left
and
in the
like,
fourth. Fuck you, Cam Newton, cocksucker.
somebody else take it over. A good player.
Jessica Avery. Remember Dwight Howard, Land of Magic. Jessica Avery for 2. I want Az's version of Indiana. Is that a trans person? What does that mean? Thank you, Jessica. Brendan Bellman for 5. Any 5 should have been Indy retired but bored, longing for the old days. Shorty or Mutt, bring him out one last time doing what he loves. Yeah, like it sounds like they didn't want anything to do with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like Karen Allen talked about that. Again, that same Karen Allen article where she talked about that was always going to be the end for 6 months before she read it. Harrison Ford also came out and said when he first read the script, he was happy because his character didn't die. So weird how that works. But yes.
Yeah, they were just like, just kill him off so he never comes back.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Harrison Ford doesn't have a penchant for wanting his fucking characters to die. You know,
that is
he wanted
true.
Han Solo to die for a long time, but that never felt like the way he wanted Indiana Jones to go out. It always seemed like he cared way more about Indiana Jones than he ever did about Han Solo.
I agree.
Did you see that? Did you see that Conan O'Brien podcast that he did the other day?
Yeah, it was a little weird.
What do you mean? What was weird about it?
Nah, he was just kind of trashing Conan there for a good minute, like saying stuff like, "This is why you're not on television anymore," and like.
Well, did you see why though?
No, because he had a list and he had to remember that Harrison Ford was Han Solo.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Harrison Ford was like, "You need to be remembered that I'm Han Solo." It's like, this is why you're not on TV anymore. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah,
I only saw it because freaking Josiah Rises made a video. It's like Harrison Ford walks out on interview or something like that. And I'm like, what? And then, of course, I click on it and it's like, it's just Josiah giggling and laughing at him and bantering at Conan O'Brien. I was like, he got me again.
Yeah, it was all good natured. Like, you know what I mean? It was like
Josiah got me again.
Yeah, Harris, like on Conan O'Brien's list of things that he wanted to talk to him or that he like needed to remember about Harrison Ford, he's like, it says Han Solo on there. You needed a note to remember that. And Conan's like, well, I just really didn't think you popped in Star Wars. I had a hard time remembering you. So a little bit of back and forth. It was funny. I thought it was good.
Not according to Josiah's title of his video.
Well,
I thought like Harrison's gonna storm off. My favorite Harrison Ford video, I think, it was when he was doing the Force Awakens. I know it was all planned, but it was funny when the guy's like, "Can you sign my Millennium Falcon?" And he drops it and it smashes all over. I was like, man, that was pretty funny.
See, my favorite.
I'm pretty sure that was fake. I know that was like faked, but it was just freaking funny.
A bit. Yeah, my favorite. Hold on, I'll find it. Harrison Ford destroys Millennium Falcon is one of the auto completes. Harrison Ford. Who shot first? I don't. Yeah, this
McClunky. He also did one with like Chewie and like Chewie had an affair with his wife or something. That was like, or his girlfriend. That was kind of cringy. But
this shows you exactly how Harrison Ford feels about Star Wars in general and about his character of Han Solo.
Cast of Episode 7 falls on the issue. Check out what they told him.
Did you shoot Greedo first, or did Greedo shoot you first?
I don't care.
He just doesn't give a shit, dude.
If you were a bet man, how many times has he been asked that question since the 70s?
Probably a lot. Probably a lot. But like, and almost every other person in the world would go with it, because all these actors have been asked the same question over. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Harrison Ford just no shits. I don't care. It's exactly.
I don't know, man. That's like my dumb behind meeting Hayden Christensen and be like, "Say, I really don't like Santa." Didn't even answer me. Just kind of gave me the, huh, and we took the picture and moved on.
Well, it's like at. Hold on, we got to do this one again, because this is another Harrison Ford not giving a shit about his character, and George knows it too. George is totally in on this.
Are you looking forward to watching a Han Solo movie as a fan?
Not really.
So, as Han's story came to an end in Force Awakens, how did you feel about the ending? Did you feel good about the ending? Do you like the way his story ended up? Did you see that as Han's ending?
The dude doesn't care. And my favorite is George's face. He's like, I know this motherfucker hates it.
They should be grateful, like Alec Guinness. Oh, freak. The original Obi-Wan Kenobi. How do you say his name?
Alec Guinness, yeah.
Alec Guinness, yeah. I said it right? Okay. Good thing that he's not... He hated Star Wars worse than anybody, man.
I made a lot of fucking money off it, though.
You hear a lot of stories about, like, some of his interviews where they were asking him. He's like, yeah, a kid came to me and said, I've seen Star Wars 6 times. Will you sign it? He goes, I refuse to sign it because you're an idiot. Like, I'm like, could you imagine if he said that? If that was from his words. I don't know if it's true or anything, but dear God, could you imagine a young Star Wars fan? Oh my God, it's Obi-Wan. I love you. I've seen it 6 times. Get that away from me and get a life.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking messed up. It's messed up. Harrison Ford also for the Solo one specifically, he looked like he was high as shit. Like he looked like he was high, like just no care in the world. Just
there is definitely plenty of people that say Harrison can can drink with the best of them all the time.
I think
so.
I think he like smokes a shit ton of weed too.
Maybe that too.
Let's see. Jessica Avery too, as a script doctor. Oh, the one that he did. Yes, of course. Az put out a video of like how he would have fixed Indiana Jones or something. Yes. So yeah, that's the one. I thought you were making a joke, Jessica, but thank you. Brendan Bellman for 2. Disney needs to release the theatrical cuts of Star Wars. I don't think we'll ever see it. Just Nova for 199. Favorite interview was drinking with Ryan Gosling. Oh, yeah. For Blade Runner. Chris B for 5. I bet Hayden Christensen at the end of the day called his baby mama up and said, you will not believe what this special needs guy asked me today.
He had a pretty long line, though. I'm sure I was...
That's when you met him?
Yeah. Well, I got taken into... We were waiting, and like they just brought me to the back room.
One of my favorite... Gina convention stories is when you tried to put a hat on someone that maybe couldn't have utilized it very well. Taker for $5. In that clip from the Solo premiere where he meets Alden Ehrenreich, he says, get out of my seat, and everyone laughs. And then he says, get out of my life. Yeah. He's a grumpy old man. But that's good. We are live over on Kick. Shout out to the Kick people. And we're live over on Rumble. Shout out to our peeps over there. I have one more thing I really want to talk about, Jay, and that's The Witcher Season 3. Because as soon as Henry Cavill made the announcement that he was leaving, as soon as Henry Cavill made the shocking announcement that he was leaving his role as The Witcher, that he was gone, that he would no longer be Geralt after Season 3, a lot of fans were pissed. Their Netflix went through a ton of backlash. Everything they put out got ratioed. And sure enough, now that the first part of Season 3 is dropped and is actually here, the fans are speaking their minds. They do not like this season. They do not like the fact that they pushed Henry Cavill out the door. And if it was just people saying, I don't like this, that'd be one thing. But unfortunately for them, there is a massive problem when it comes to viewership. They have lost over half of their viewership from season 2 because people are very unhappy with the route The Witcher's going. Witcher Season 3 viewership crisis, down 15% on Season 2, dropped 60% from Episode 1 to Episode 5. So the 15% is from premiere to premiere. So the Season 2 premiere that came out, the Season 3 numbers are 15% down. If that's all it was, that wouldn't be good, certainly, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. The problem is that people didn't stick around for this. From Episode 1 to Episode 5, it went from 1.1 million households to 500,000 households. And for Season 2, every single episode was over 1 million. There was no catastrophic fall off like that. They started their premiere with 1.3 million, and every one of the 8 episodes still had over 1 million people watch them within those first 5 to 7 days. This is a catastrophe for The Witcher because it means a couple people came to check it out, and the ones that did still give it a chance, they hated what they fucking saw. And now they're sitting there with half of their audience, over half of their audience, walking away after what they did to Henry Cavill. This is an all-time disaster, and to be honest, it could be something that Netflix sees and just decides to stop, to cancel everything, because there's no reason to continue on with the Witcher franchise if these are the numbers that they're pulling.
Sounds like they did themselves in. I didn't even know it was out. So there's that.
There's been
But
almost
yeah,
no
like
hype
that.
or
What
anything
a
for it.
What a disaster. It's like you had the formula. You had the recipe for success. You had the hype, and you went ahead and just said, I think we're going to change it because we know it's best, because people are dumb. They'll watch it no matter what. It doesn't matter. I guess it does matter. And people are not dumb. Just chalk it up. I agree with you. I think they're done. This is it.
I don't know.
Way.
Like they've season 4 is under, like, production is, reportedly underway. They wanted to film that in season 5 back to back, probably because they knew that in all likelihood they'd get shit canned. So they're trying to get as much of it filmed like while they can. That's my guess. So it doesn't get canceled. And they're just, well, we made it already. You probably just want to put it out, right? That's the route that I think they're going to go with it. But this is a testament that the fans are not happy with what they've done. Think about this. Like, if this were normal, if they had seen that drop off for season 2, then whatever. But no, here's the statement. According to Samba, all 8 episodes of season 2 drew more than 1 million U.S. households during their first week of streaming after they debuted. That is not the case for season 3. They've lost 60% of their audience they started with and over 50% of what they had for season 2. A nightmare scenario for Netflix, but you get what you fucking deserve when you put people in charge that care more about activism and pushing their own agenda and identity politics than staying true to the source material, and you push a dude like Henry Cavill out the door, you get exactly what you fucking deserve.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Keep making activist TV shows that no one's going to watch, and then pat yourself on the back and say, we did something good today, everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, when will they ever learn? They're not going to learn until they fire all these people and bring in other creative. Yeah, that's the only thing, because they'll just keep repeating themselves.
Yeah, don't hire a fucking activist. Activists will destroy your shit.
Keep
Doesn't matter where they're at in your company, they'll destroy your shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think all those people should just make their own show and see how popular it will be, And then they'll blame all of us for not watching it.
Taker for 5 in that clip. Oh, I said that. Mikey likes it for 199. Thank you. Butter Biscuit for 2. JD, did you see the email I sent you?
No, I'm gonna go through my emails today because I'm getting ready to leave on a long journey. So I'll check it out today, man.
A long journey. Aberjam UK for 2. If Alec York lit wood, you may cuss. Arson Witch.
Right over my head.
What the
I don't
fuck does this mean? If Alec York lit
it's probably from
wood,
the Illuminati.
You may cuss. Arson Witch? I don't know if it's because you're British. I don't know what the fuck this means. Does anyone know that? I don't know. Maybe someone who's British can explain it to me. Maybe Az. Maybe I'll talk to Az, ask him what the fuck that means. But I think we're good over Rumble, we're good over on Kick. So yeah, Jay, you're gonna be gone for a long ass time.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna go live after this show for like an hour just to say like I'm gonna be gone for a while. Nothing's
so hard
happened.
To say goodbye.
Yeah, it'll be the first time in 3 years I missed a Saturday live stream.
Damn, that's crazy.
Pretty wild, isn't it?
Well, enjoy it. I'm sure everybody's gonna miss you.
Yeah,
but it'll be good. I couldn't
we'll
disconnect like that because I think I would go.
I don't know if I can either. That's the challenge. We'll see. But I'm gonna be in Arkansas shipping out all these books. I got 3 days to ship and sign all these books. They're sitting in the warehouse and they're ready to go. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I want to like. I've never been to Arkansas before. I don't know what's there. So I did say some nasty things about the Clintons online. So I don't know. Hopefully I'll make it back.
I think you'll be okay. Somehow I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, no more memes, guys, for a few weeks. You're gonna have to relive some of the old ones.
Yeah. No, that's true. No more J memes. What is everybody gonna do? That's gonna be wild. But hey, we do appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Sorry I fucked up the Rumble shit.
You worked too hard.
If we're gonna continue to do it this way, I definitely need to get another monitor because I can't roll with two if we're doing it like this from now on. Thank you for the couple follows over on what is this called? Kick. So,
Kick, yeah.
I guess maybe I'll start streaming a Kick at some point in time. No guarantees though. I guess we'll have to see. But
you have a Kick channel yet or no?
I have one, RK Outpost, but I did it just.
Hey,
so
wait.
Else... What?
Did you get a Thread account, man? Are you about to dominate over there on Thread?
I can't even figure out how to. No, I am not getting a Thread account.
That's where all the hip people are going, I hear. Maybe that's what's gonna happen to these Hollywoods. They're gonna like, well, Elon Musk has ruined Twitter. Follow me over on Thread where it's peaceful and fun. Where Zuckerberg, his first thread was let's promote friendship or something like that. Let's promote friendship.
Yeah,
and Libs of TikTok goes over there, and they immediately
gets called every like bad thing in the world by that
death threats and everything.
That fat dude, yeah. Aberjam UK for 2 says say it faster. All right, it better not be a racial slur. If Alec York lit wood, you make a sandwich. If Alec York lit, how the fuck do I say this? If Alec York lit wood, you make sandwich. You make a sandwich. You make a sandwich. Like, it says you make a sandwich. I don't understand what the first part is. If Alec York lit wood. I don't fucking know.
No, you gave it a college try.
Yeah, I gave it a college try. So it is what it is. All right, guys. That is going to be it for us. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll be back with Geeks and Gamers Daily on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.